Thank you so much, Lisa. That was super nice of you, and I'm really humbled to be in front of you today on behalf of the Peterson family. Thank you to all of you, too, as members of ALEC, for hosting the 7th annual Gregor G. Peterson Prize in Venture Philanthropy. Lisa, at the helm of ALEC, has long understood something very profound, that even the best crafted public policy cannot meet every need faced by our fellow Americans. The principles we champion, limited government, personal responsibility, and a strong civil society, don't just inform policy, they call each of us to action. When government is limited, the work of churches, charities, and community organizations becomes valuable and vital. And that brings us to the heart of today's presentation. Hoplin Jackson Charitable Advisors is honored to work alongside the Peterson family to steward this remarkable prize. I'd like to thank two of my colleagues, John Jackson and Heather Stoller, as well as all the members of the Peterson family. Their diligence and vision have strengthened this prize and helped develop it into the thoughtful, strategic, and nationally renowned institution it has become. Before we announce today's winner, let me share a bit about the prize itself. Gregor G. Peterson, a San Francisco native, proud Stanford alum, and a pioneer in the field of venture capital, helped shape an entire industry. In 1961, he co-founded the Sutter Hill Company, one of the first venture firms on the West Coast. As you might expect, Greg believed deeply in capitalism, in the power of the free market to lift people up, to expand opportunity, and generate prosperity. As Lisa mentioned, in 2019, as a tribute to their father, Eric and Chris, who are here with us today, established the Gregor G. Peterson Prize in Venture Philanthropy. Their vision was simple, but ambitious: to multiply their father's legacy through a major annual philanthropic prize. Each year when we come before you, we tell you that the pool of candidates has grown, and once again, this year was no exception. We reviewed more than 120 nonprofit nominees representing 40 states, from small towns, big cities, to every corner in America. From that extraordinary group, the Peterson family selected a winner whose work truly rose above an already impressive field. We are grateful to so many of you who nominated charities this year, and I wanted to mention that nominations are now being accepted for the 2026 prize until June 1st, so log on to petersonventureprize.com. And now it is my great privilege to introduce Katie Peterson Brand, granddaughter of Gregor G. Peterson, to announce this year's winner.
Thank you, Nicole, thank you, Lisa, and thank you all of ALEC. For several years in the 1980s, my grandfather, Gregor G. Peterson, lectured at the Stanford Graduate School of Business. The course he taught was called New Enterprise Management. He mentored a coming generation of Silicon Valley entrepreneurs on the ins and outs of launching a startup. Entrepreneurs, he said, take existing resources and put them together in innovative ways to get extraordinary results. That's what this year's winner of the Peterson Prize has done. This inspiring pastor from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, has launched a community-based learning centers housed within churches that provide a free alternative to unsafe or low-performing schools. He had our attention when he said, "Education is the civil rights issue of the 21st century." In a crime-plagued inner city with failing schools, you can mobilize the National Guard to bring down crime, and you can flood the streets with federal agents, but ultimately that's just a Band-Aid. We believe the true remedy to the hopelessness and the despair that plagues our at-risk inner-city youth is getting a good education in a safe environment. The learning model pioneered in Harrisburg is already yielding extraordinary results, and it's a formula that can be replicated across the country, and it's our honor as a family to support this big idea. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Peterson family, it's my privilege to announce the winner of the 2025 Gregor G. Peterson Prize in Venture Philanthropy. Please join me in congratulating Pastor Joshua Robertson, founder and CEO of Black Pastors United for Education.
What an honor and a privilege it is to be before you today, this body of people who have gathered for such a great cause and for such a great mission. I am honored to be here. I am honored to receive this award. Thank you. I'd like to thank you on behalf of Black Pastors United for Education and the communities that we serve. I want to thank the Peterson family, the selection committee, and the Hoplin Jackson Charitable Advisors for this tremendous honor. The Gregor G. Peterson Prize celebrates the entrepreneurial spirit, teamwork, and sustainable life-changing impact that I believe we can make in this world. At Black Pastors United for Education, we don't just share these values. They are the heartbeat of our organization. We are a movement of pastors, parents, educators, and neighbors who believe that every child, every single one, deserves an environment where they can learn and grow and thrive. And so this prize recognizes innovation, which is exactly what our children require, not someday, but today. Black Pastors United for Education emerged because we saw a gap between what children were promised and what they were receiving. Often that gap becomes a chasm separating safety from danger, hope from despair, potential from opportunity. We opened our first learning center in churches because they are already places of trust and belonging. Education at its core is not just about academics. It's about dignity. It's about security. It's about creating an environment where children know that they are valued. And I know this personally. My brothers and my sisters, you are looking at a man who I believe should be a statistic. I was able to matriculate through K through 12 education in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And when I graduated from high school, I was reading at a first or second grade level. No one noticed it because 100 pounds ago, I was a major athlete. And so I was good in basketball and in football, and because of that, and some charismatic characteristics I had, I was able to matriculate through school and no one knew. But I wasn't able to receive all the Division I-A offers that I had out of high school because I couldn't pass the SAT. So I went to a Division I-AA school in North Carolina, and the first semester there, we won the Big South Championship, first time in school history. But I got 5 Fs in school. After 3 semesters, I had a .67 GPA and failed out. Came back home, and my father, who's from Dothan, Alabama, he's here, he says he's from LA, Lower Alabama. Well, he told me I couldn't move back at home. So he said you had to figure it out. So a kid who I grew up with gave me some money, and we went to Altoona, Pennsylvania, and doing stuff we ain't had no business. We get to Altoona, and as soon as we get there, the bishop who I went to the church in North Carolina, he called me, and he was wondering when I was coming back down to North Carolina to come to his church. I was the organist at his church. And I said, I'm not coming back down because I failed out of school. And this bishop said, man, whatever you are doing right now, young man, you're about to ruin your life, aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? He didn't know I had all type of mischievous things in the car. I'll tell you offline what I was doing. And so he begged me, he pleaded with me to move back down to North Carolina with him, and he said we'd figure it out. And I moved back down to North Carolina with that man, and this bishop, the first day I was there, enrolled himself and myself into Cleveland Area Community College in Shelby, North Carolina, and that semester this bishop taught me how to read. And he taught me how to be a student. I got back in school, and that next fall semester, I got a full scholarship to the University of Minnesota, and now I have my bachelor's degree from the University of Minnesota. I have my master's degree in theology. And when I finished my master's degree, I had the highest GPA in the entire seminary. And so it tells you something. I did not have an intellectual problem. I had a schooling problem. And where this bishop interceded in my life at age 19, I think we should do it at age 9. Our children need us to build a bridge for them. And that's exactly why Black Pastors United for Education exists. Today, our learning centers provide rigorous academics, mental health support, structure, safety, love, and a sense of belonging for our children at no cost to their parents. And so funds from this prize will support this mission. It helps us to build more schools, build more learning centers, equip more pastors. And so let me say this plainly. It's not just unjust. It's morally and ethically wrong to allow politics to interrupt the educational plight and journey of our children. And here's what I would have to say in conclusion. I believe that philanthropy and entrepreneurship and the clergy community and the community at large must work together to ensure that our children's future does not rise and fall with political and economic tides. Sustainable schools supported and protected by communities are the only way to meet the demand for parents for safe and high quality options. And so that's why we are here today. When 100 years has passed and we've all folded up our tents and moved upstairs, what will the record books say about us? I want the records to reflect that we were a generation of people who had the courage to stand up at this time. I want the record books to show how we loved God and we loved one another and we loved our great country, but we also loved our children and we built a bridge for our children to be successful. Thank you for this honor. Thank you for this prize. To God be the glory. Thank you.